Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Dr. Lulu, aka the Mom Nutrition CEO of Dr. Lulu's Life Coaching Lounge, which I never remember to say that in my regular lives. Okay, CEO of Dr. Lulu's Life Coaching Lounge, life coach for parents of LGBTQ plus kids. Welcome to another day, another blessing. So we're going to be tackling a question that came up in my Facebook community. Let me see if I can write that down. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can write that down. Oh, never mind. All right. So I'm going to write down in the comment section the question that was posed, just a summary of it. I'm going to paraphrase it. So question about starting a child on hormones. So we're going live on YouTube, we're live on my Facebook community, and then we're also live on my Facebook business page. And yay, we've got one person watching. Please show yourself to me. Let me know who you are so I can give you a proper good morning. We are talking today about, okay, this way. We're talking today um, about hormones, period. And the great thing about this whole thing is I just responded to that question in my book. So it's still very fresh in my mind. And actually last month when I was doing my whatever I was doing at 7 p.m. in the group, I also responded about hormones. So please tell me who you are if you're watching me live or if you're watching this on the replay, please type the word replay. And yes, I do go live every day at 9-ish. So let me write in the group so maybe somebody will see it and come live. Yes, I'm excited. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me just type it in the group. Going live now. Now, join us. So y'all know I try, okay? I try to be everywhere, and for as long as I can, I'm going to keep doing it until I can't anymore. So if you're watching me live, please tell me who you are so I can properly thank you. All right. That said, let's go on. All right. Let's go on. So you all are joining me for my morning cup of tea. I don't drink coffee, I drink tea or hot water. So you're joining me for that in the mornings. And then in the evenings, we usually go on my personal page and we just talk junk. So please, again, I plead with you, if you're watching me live, please write your name so I can say good morning so I can see you. I see people watching, but I don't know who they are. So that said, we're going to talk about hormones today. And if you follow me on TikTok, you see I already kind of did a 3 minute clip on that. This is just going to be a little bit of an extended version of that because we have a little bit more time. So my name is Dr. Lulu, like I said at the beginning, and I have a Facebook neighborhood called Positively Accepting Your LGBTQ plus Children. And in that group yesterday, someone asked a question about their oh, I thought I was writing that. Yeah. Okay. Let me post it. Okay. Someone asked a question about their child who was asking questions about hormone replacement. I'm like, yay! This is actually like right up my alley. I just responded to that question in my upcoming Q&A part of my book. So yay! All right. So the question, I'm going to paraphrase something about a child studying hormones. It doesn't matter what the exact question is. The point is the mom asked and I'm here to answer. So the first question is, how old is your child? Because, well, I mean, yeah, or maybe a better question is, has your child started puberty? The truth is, in the African American community, you can start puberty as young as 6. Usually it's between 9 and 11 for most. But African American and Hispanics, you can get some really early birds, which is why puberty blockers they came into practice because of that. So as a physician, naturally I know about, as a pediatrician especially, I know about that. So, needless to say, it is very, very imperative that your child's doctor is on the game, right? And on their game too, is in the know and is on their game. So, if puberty starts early, we call it precocious puberty, we give them puberty blockers, okay? Normal people, everybody else. In a child who is LGBT, who is a transgender child, who has not started puberty yet, there's no need for puberty blockers. Okay, so I want you to just think about it. Just follow me with this. Okay, if the child hasn't started puberty yet, what are you blocking? Nothing. Okay, so puberty blockers specifically are for when your child, boom, starts puberty. So your doctor needs to be on their game, watching to make sure that the symptoms and signs of puberty have been started. Boom, you start puberty blocker. So actually, I should have started by saying there are two kinds of hormones. There are two stages where we give hormones. Let me paraphrase that. Two stages. One is as soon as puberty starts, they're called puberty blockers. Why? Because physiologic puberty is irreversible. Write that down. Physiologic puberty is irreversible, meaning that when a child starts puberty, you cannot go back and stop it. No, you cannot go back and undo what has already happened. Yeah, let me put it that way. So time is of the essence. Starting early is critical. I had that one kid that one time I did a talk at the church in here in San Antonio. The child said that their parents were like, oh yeah, we support you being trans and everything, but maybe we shouldn't start doing anything yet and don't tell anybody yet. So the more time we waste in studying puberty blockers, the more we invite mental health challenges in the form of body dysphoria, gender dysphoria, and all of that. So which means which is a series of symptoms that a child goes through where their body is changing and their gender identity does not align with the way their body is changing. Okay, so if it's an Adam's apple or facial hair or breasts or booty or testicles that drop or penis, any of that chest hair, all of those, deepening voice, broadening shoulders, all the things that make a man a man. If it's your daughter, she's a trans girl, she doesn't want that. So think about that when you're waiting and digging your heels in. I like the visual of digging your heels in. So starting early is critical. So you want to start with puberty blockers right away. Okay. Once they hit puberty, you want to stop any progression of puberty. Then the second thing is the second time you start hormones. So in other words, anytime your child comes out before puberty is complete, you can start to some extent some puberty blockers. In other words, if we've already had some things, we can stop the other things from progressing. Okay, now I'm not an endocrinologist, I'm a pediatrician, but I'm also a mother, and I know in my heart, and I'm also a person actually, I'm a human being. So I know the potential of something like that being devastating for me or my child. So I would ask you as a parent, because it's a minor, your child is a minor, to please hearken to my call and don't delay. And you can go back a little bit to the questions that people want to ask. Well, are they sure? Are they sure? Well, you know what? Honestly, the one thing that they're sure of is that they're not born in the right body. Like for real. Like, I don't know if you saw my post from yesterday when a trans child says, I was not born in this body or something like that. And then you say, no, you were. That's one thing that they're sure of. As far as what's going to happen when we start taking the hormones, of course, it's normal for them to maybe even start having doubts, because it's another wave of puberty. It's another puberty, really, that we're in. It's a different kind of puberty. That's why they need therapy so much. And maybe you need a therapist or a coach so much, because it's a lot for you to watch unfold. It's a lot. Yeah, so that's one. Then the second time we give hormones is when we're doing hormone replacement, which is actually the time that is the second puberty for a lot of people. We're now doing hormone replacement. Usually so let's just say you've been successful at blocking puberty. The American Endocrinological Association recommends late adolescence is when you want to now start doing hormone replacement. So that means as the girl, so the trans girl is now going to start developing breasts and start having curves and maybe have a booty, and then their voice will stay feminine, and the trans boys or trans men will start having deepening of their voice, facial hair, maybe a growth spurt. I don't know. I only know three trans men right now that I really know. And all three of them are not very tall. The two that I know for sure personally are Hispanic and or Latino, I guess the word is, and they are not very tall. So I don't know if it affects growth, but I know usually the testosterone will help you grow taller, which is one of the things that boys do when they go through adolescence. They have a growth spurt, then they keep growing longer than girls. You know, they grow and grow and grow and keep growing until they're like, I think late adolescence, or yeah, I think maybe 19 to 22 is when boys really stop growing. So starting early is a good thing. Um, and then just prepare them for what's coming. Naturally, it is natural for you when you get married, even though you love your husband to pieces, there'll be some things about your single life that you like miss. So when a child, or if a child voices something like that, I don't want you saying, "Oh my God, that means are you regretting it?" As much as possible, try not to harness that energy of, "Oh my God, you're regretting it." Try not to harness that energy. Your child truly doesn't need that. So as much as possible, be supportive of your child, um, and just yeah, try your best to keep that positive energy going. You remember when you went through adolescence. You remember what puberty was like. It's not it's not something that is easy. It's not something that is easy. It's not something that we pretend that it's fun either. Going through puberty, there's a lot of hormones and all kinds of things happening. So please, as much as possible, remember that your child is going to go through all of that. And just because they are transgender and they tell you that this is their identity, doesn't mean that they're not human, and they're not going to go through what they're going to go through with regards to maybe not even liking what their body's going through. Okay. So I want you to keep that in mind, because I know people are human beings, are messy by nature. They're going to be like, I don't know. Well, does it mean that you're regretting it? I mean, are you having second thoughts, or are you? I mean, don't put those thoughts in their minds. Come from empathy and compassion and love, and actually just be there for them, help them along the way. They have hot flashes or whatever hormonal changes that they experience. It's a new thing. I mean, adolescence period is hard. So, no one wants that. So the two things you need to bear in mind are: number one, if your child has not started puberty yet, we do not give them puberty blockers. Actually, three things. The second thing, as soon as your child starts puberty, we give them puberty blockers, because that is going to delay or completely abolish the progression to the gender that they are not. And then the American Association of Endocrinologists, or whatever the name is, they recommend 16 and up, even though people are studying at 14, some people said at 13. And, depending on the child, obviously a 13-year-old child is not a 19-year-old child. However, there are some 13-year-olds that are smarter than some 21-year-olds. So it just depends on your child and the counseling that they've gotten, and the support that you've been giving them, right? So just bear that in mind. And then in late adolescence is when they do recommend that they start hormones, but a lot of doctors use it off-label, which means they start it sooner. Okay. For me, I'm all for starting sooner. Now, my child has opted at this point to not take any hormone replacement. They are saying that they happy with their body, the way their body is, actually like their body, even though they're a trans woman. So I am just here to support. I'm just here to listen, to learn, to absorb, so I can help you, right? All right, so that's all I had. And keep the questions coming. Maybe I'm going to just keep doing this. I'm going to keep answering questions that I find in the group. There are millions of questions in my Facebook group. Oh my God. So this is actually something that we can do every morning at 9 a.m. ish. So just be on the lookout. You will see the round red, the round ring around my name with the word live on it. So you know that I'm live. And then, you can join me. Tell people about me. Please stop keeping me your best kept secrets. Tell people about me. Tell people about me. Okay. And then join us every day, every weekday for sure. Every day, most likely, but every weekday for sure. What else? I think that's it. That's all I had. Whew. Thank you for the support. And if you'd like to join us on the 29th of January, I'm opening this invitation to you. We are teaching our masterclass called Top 3 Mistakes Parents Make and How to Avoid Them. It's going to be a one hour, maybe an hour and a half at the most class. It's $39. It's not free. It's the best $40 that you spent. Come and let's talk. It's going to be non-judgmental. We're just going to hang out with each other and do this thing. Okay. All righty. I'll see you all mañana. Join me tonight at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for a nightcap with Dr. Lulu. This is your morning tea with Dr. Lulu. In the evening is going to be a nightcap with Dr. Lulu on my Facebook page, which is Dr. Uchenna Lisme Ome. If you have any questions, ask away. Otherwise, let me know if you have anything you want to talk about. Okay? Bye.